Bad news, and it couldn't come at a worse time for McLaren. 2 races left, a razor-thin 24-point lead for Lando Norris, a teammate who's just as fast, maybe hungrier, and a Red Bull machine breathing down their necks with Max Verstappen now level with Oscar Piastri, both just 1 race win away from the championship lead. And now, Qatar has changed the game. Not just the track, not just the strategy, but the rules. And they hit McLaren right where it hurts. This weekend's Grand Prix won't be like any other. Pirelli and the FIA have imposed a strict new tyre limit, no more than 25 laps on any single set. And the race? 57 laps long. That means a mandatory 2-stop strategy for everyone, no exceptions. For Red Bull, this might just be a small headache. For McLaren, it's a full-blown migraine, because McLaren, despite all the momentum they built up with back-to-back wins in Mexico and Brazil, have started showing cracks, serious cracks, and they know it. We weren't quick enough, Norris admitted after Vegas. They were just much quicker than us today. Not miles, but we certainly had our issues, and that made the gap probably bigger than it was. He wasn't hiding. He couldn't hide. Not after locking in a 3rd consecutive pole and then throwing it away at turn 1 with a lockup that let Verstappen walk through the door. Game over. Even though he fought back and passed Russell, the pace just wasn't there. "I messed it up and made my life tougher," he said. "But even after that, we just weren't quick enough. Even when I thought I kept the tyres in a better condition than the others. I was pushing flat out, and Max was still pulling away." That wasn't frustration. That was realization. And now, with tyre rules forcing a 2-stop race, strategy will decide everything. Every second in the pits, every pit window, every call on who gets priority between Norris and Piastri. And here's where it gets tricky. Red Bull can afford to go all in on Verstappen. No distractions, no debates. They can give Max priority every time, every stop. Yuki Tsunoda won't be fighting for a title. Max gets what he needs, when he needs it. But McLaren, they've boxed themselves in. F1 expert Cam van den Dungen spelled it out. Red Bull can prioritize Max for his mandatory 2 stops. McLaren may have to make some strategic calls about which of their drivers get pit lane priority. This could be a crucial factor in the race result. And yet, McLaren refuses to back just 1 horse. Despite both drivers being within 24 points of the lead, McLaren has stood firm. No team orders, no favoritism. So if they revert to an early season approach, van den Dungen said, it will be whoever qualifies better, and ultimately, which of their 2 drivers is in front of the other when the pit lane window opens. Which means Piastri and Norris aren't just racing Red Bull, they're racing each other, with a title on the line. If this feels familiar, it's because it is. Back in 2010, van den Dungen reminded us, Red Bull put all of their effort and energy behind Seb Vettel. In 2025, they are doing the same thing with Max Verstappen. Whereas McLaren are resolute that they will not prioritize one driver over another. There's a lesson there, and if McLaren doesn't learn it soon, they could lose everything. And here's another layer. McLaren's strength this season has been qualifying, but that's starting to backfire. So it seems like lately we've been able to improve our quali pace, Norris admitted, but our race pace has taken a bit of a hit. Brazil was the warning shot. Our quali pace was very strong, but Max was still a little faster in the race. In Vegas? The pattern repeated. We were very, very good yesterday, like incredibly strong yesterday, but just not good enough today, he said. So we'll see what's maybe changed over the last few weeks and what we can improve on for Qatar. But with tyre wear through the roof and stint limits locked in, McLaren's chances to improve are getting squeezed. No more one-stop gambles. No more heroic tyre-saving stints. This race will be 3 flat-out sprints, and McLaren might not have the race pace to survive all 3. And just when you think the pressure can't get any higher, it does. Because this isn't just a race, it's the penultimate round. Every mistake echoes louder. Every second lost in the pits could be the second that cost you a world title. And what's fueling the fire? A rule that seems fair on paper, but feels tailor-made to expose McLaren's biggest weakness. In Qatar, it's not just about outright speed, it's about managing chaos. 2 pit stops, high tyre wear, heavy fuel at the start, shredded rubber by the end, and curbs that have already shown they can eat through tyres like butter. Let's not forget, last year, drivers like Carlos Sainz and Lewis Hamilton literally blew their tyres apart. Pirelli saw the warning signs. Several tyres, particularly the left front, had reached the maximum wear level, they said. The structural fatigue of the construction had been increased. So this year, no chances, no mercy, 2 stops, minimum. No set of tyres can go past 25 laps, no matter if it's hard, medium, or soft. And every lap counts, even under a safety car. 1 misstep, 1 miscommunication, 1 botched stop, and it's over. Van den Dungen put it plainly. An error could cost more than a race result. It could cost a championship. And for McLaren, the danger isn't just mechanical, it's emotional. Lando Norris is on top, for now. 24 points ahead, 2 races left. The numbers look good, but the nerves, not so much. Because Lando, for all his speed, has a weakness. Pressure, and Vegas proved it. We all saw it. Pole position, championship lead, nothing but clean air in front, and he threw it away in the first braking zone. He outbraked himself into turn 1, Van den Dungen said, ultimately allowing Max into the race lead where he was never troubled. That wasn't just a mistake. That was a glimpse of something darker, a crack. And it's not just Lando under the microscope. Oscar Piastri, quiet, methodical, lethal, now sits equal on points with Verstappen. He's been the underdog all season, the rookie nobody saw coming. But now, he's a threat, a real one. And that's where McLaren's no-favourite policy might blow up in their face. Because if Piastri outqualifies Norris, he gets pit priority. If he jumps Lando in the race, no team order will stop him. And if both drivers go to war on track, with Verstappen waiting in the shadows, who blinks first? Who brakes? McLaren has built something special, but now, with the title hanging in the balance, they have to face the cost of their own principles. No favoritism, no team orders, just 2 drivers, 1 goal, and 1,000 ways it could all go wrong. Meanwhile, Red Bull, calm, cold, calculated. Max Verstappen is in hunting mode. No teammate in his way. No politics. Just a clear path to the title. Every pit stop designed around him. Every strategy built for him. In 2010, Red Bull backed Vettel. In 2025, they're doing it again. With Max. And this time, it might just be enough. Even the numbers say it. McLaren's performance has dipped. We've been beaten 5 times across the last 7 rounds, Norris admitted. So we'll see what's changed over the last few weeks. And here's the twist nobody expected. Even McLaren's legal setup is being questioned behind the scenes. I was told tonight by a source that McLaren were very marginal in Brazil as well, said F1 journalist Jonathan Noble. It was legal, but it was marginal. Teams are clearly pushing these things to the absolute limit. That's not just technical, that's psychological. Every whisper, every rumour, it adds weight, it adds doubt. McLaren is fighting a war on every front, against Red Bull, against their own setup, against each other, and against the ticking clock. Qatar will be brutal, hot, fast, tactical. A race made for chaos, and made for Max. But the championship, it's still in McLaren's hands. Barely. Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri, 2 talents, 1 team, no orders. The stage is set, the tyres are limited, the pressure is suffocating. And now, the question is simple. Will McLaren hold the line? Or will this be the race that breaks them? Let us know. Who should McLaren back in Qatar? Norris or Piastri? Or should they stay neutral to the end? Because one way or another, Qatar is going to decide everything.